Wrapping up these last few days, that is episode 358 of Chair Shot Reality. LeBar, Juice. Shinsuke Nakamura makes his debut Tuesday on SmackDown Live. It was exactly how I thought it should go down. Him interrupting the Miz. My logic was.
I know you said that too, and
I didn't say. I didn't say it publicly, but Juice can attest to me. I said it to him privately.
It too, and I was like, well, I'm sure it might happen, but if it does, I'm going to be upset that LeBar picked it.
Well, to me, it makes sense. It's like, okay, like, you know, Shinsuke needs. It would make sense to get the pop for him. For those who maybe don't know him, to interrupt somebody who has a lot of heat, and the only other option other than that to me was Baron Corbin, which I didn't see it being Corbin. So the Miz, I think, and then knowing that John Cena probably wasn't going to be at SmackDown, it's like, okay, the Miz needs to come out and run his mouth about something. So it made a lot of sense.
I'm very intrigued with how the Miz is going to treat this situation now. We saw great promos with John Cena coming up to WrestleMania, and then even afterwards, I loved how he was like, "Well, I backed you into a corner so much that you had to propose to her." So now we can start cutting promos on this crazy, awesome character that is Shinsuke Nakamura, and I think the matches will be. I don't know. I'm interested to see.
This will be a really fun dynamic, and this will be really fun to where Talking Smack will come into play.
Oh yeah.
Especially with Dan O'Brien, because obviously Bryan and Miz will still forever, I guess, have this unsettled feud.
Next year, the rest.
And how Miz is obviously deemed as, you know, too safe, or well, how he's deemed as light compared to the strong style that is of Shinsuke Nakamura. So that will be a very fun dynamic of how that plays out. And not to mention, and the Miz has earned, I think. Well, he's earned my respect. I think he's earned a lot of our respect. He's hung around. It'll be interesting to see how he handles these matches, which I don't, off the top of my head, can't think of somebody, you know, that he's had matches with that would be similar to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, AJ Styles knocked his teeth out.
So very, very fair.
There you go. I'm interested to see how those matches go too. And I don't know if they're going to run those matches on house shows, or are they going to keep them not going at it until a pay-per-view? Or
I would think for the fact that, you know, if it was Miz versus anybody else who's been around, you could hold it off from house shows and just try to save it for TV. But for the fact that Miz, I'm pretty sure, has never stepped in the ring with Nakamura.
No,
I mean, they can obviously step into like a training center together and work some stuff out. But
of course.
They've never worked in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
So I would think you'd want to put in live events to let them two feel each other out. Let the communication even get.
And now it's with Miz. Do you think that this is just to get Nakamura that first big win in a big feud to move on SmackDown?
To somebody who has heat, somebody who's credible. Yeah, I mean, and
it won't hurt the Miz at all because
Nakamura
is such a star right now.
Yeah, and
on the scene.
How much? Because you followed Nakamura's career far longer than any of us here at the show. How much talking does he need to do on SmackDown, or can his body language just let it go?
His body language is very much his whole thing. You know, he goes with the crowd. He plays to the crowd's emotions. Whenever he was introduced to go against Sami Zayn at NXT, he said, "Sami Zayn, I'm coming to face you." That's all.
Yeah,
it's gonna be broken English. He only has to say a couple words or sentences, and that's it.
And there was, you'll tell me this, in NXT, who was it? Was it?
I hope.
Was it Joe? He cut the promo. He said something about who was it? He called legendary. Shinsuke.
It might have been Joe.
Was it Joe? Was it Joe? There was somebody's promo that Shinsuke came out and said to him, he's like, you know, you are legend. Basically, you know, he put the guy over, said, "You are legendary, and I want to fight." I can't remember who it is. It might have been somebody.
I don't know.
Somebody's answering it right now. I know, but anyways, I agree with you. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. It could be pretty much.
And again, it's with such a character like the Miz that Nakamura can say one thing to get the crowd going against the Miz, and Miz will just try to deflect it, and they'll play well off each other. I think.
Let's see the Miz try to do impersonations of Nakamura. Let's see how that goes over.
I think that'll be fantastic.
You see the Miz doing the entrance.
I hope so.
And Maurice is playing the violin.
You're writing it for them. They don't have to do anything.
All right, let's go to Josh Eisenberg, who's going to finish it off. Josh has some feelings about how Nakamura should be booked. Josh, finish it off for us.
Sorry, my voice sounds obviously like it's hitting puberty again, but I give a lot of blame to two things this past weekend. One, the Hardys returning and shocking the world, G-Unit Nation. And two, the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown Live. Shinsuke Nakamura interrupts a promo from The Miz and Maurice as they said goodbye to John Cena and Nikki Bella. Loved it, can't get enough of it. But Shinsuke Nakamura comes out with his entrance, poses in the ring, and then leaves. What is next for Nakamura, guys? Obviously, he has star power. We know this. We see this. His entrance is phenomenal, even better than some of the other ones calling themselves phenomenal. But Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown changes the game. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets shooken up. All shook up. Ooh. on the Superstar Shakeup this Monday on Raw. But I want to look at the next feuds for Shinsuke Nakamura, and I've been very outspoken about this. I really like Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz. The Miz, a great promo. Shinsuke, a great promo when he needs to be, but that's not his strength right now. His strength is in-ring talent and in-ring ability, and he's going to do great things for The Miz at this time period. But he has to be booked like Shinsuke Nakamura was booked in NXT. I do not, and I repeat, do not, cannot, would not, should not, would not, can't stop, don't stop Shinsuke Nakamura, because this guy needs to go undefeated. He needs to go into SummerSlam as the challenger, and he needs to become the WWE World Champion at SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura and NXT TakeOver are synonymous with one another. Whenever TakeOver happens the night before, the next night in Brooklyn should be the night of Nakamura. The guy has charisma out the wazoo. He has the unbelievable attraction with the crowd and connection with the audience. And obviously this guy is a top-notch performer inside the ring. So give me Miz for 2 months, and then give me Nakamura heading into SummerSlam and competing for the WWE World Championship. Well, that'll do it here for CSR After Mania, at Josh Eisenberg 4 on Twitter. Thank you so much once again to everybody who came down, who took a picture with me. Please post it on my Twitter, who said hi to me, who hates me, who loves me, who wants some more of me. I don't know who you are, but I thank everybody so much for everything these past 9 years for CSR, and also in Orlando this past weekend. Don't worry, we will be back, obviously, naturally, next week.